Analyzing Barcelona is not that difficult. We all watch Spanish football on a weekly basis, so pretty much we've been analyzing Barca for the last 3-4 years anyway. But obviously because of their high quality in their team, it makes it a bit more difficult to try and find actual weaknesses in their game. It's not as common or as often like you'd see in PSL teams. It might be a bit easier to identify there.
That kind of a game is not a game of how do you play. It's a kind of a game to enjoy. Try and enjoy as much as you can and do what you always do. Yeah, of course, you got to respect them. But sometimes if you over-respect, then you don't find the ball. You know their strength. You struggle to get the ball. And when they have the ball, that's not what you want, because they can make a party out of it, and you keep chasing and chasing. If they make big teams chase, who are we?
How do you beat Barca? Nothing is impossible. That's what I believe. Nothing is possible. I think if we're able to stuck to our plans, because I know for sure we'll create chances. You'll get a chance, 1 or 2 or 3, you'll get a chance, but that chance you have to use it, and how we apply ourselves and how we are motivated on the day and then how we prepare it will be very, very important. But I mean, to be honest, I mean, you don't really need to win that game. I mean, if you win it, you win it, but to be there, you just have to enjoy the moment.
You must tell him, my son says, who's going to stop Messi? So we say we'll pray.
When sometimes we're doing tactics at the pre-match talk, showing the players, the team we're playing against, how they play. And I always say at the end of the day, guys, as much as these guys are very good, they pass well, they do this, but by the way, we are not playing Barcelona. The players reminded me, say, what are you saying now? We're playing Barcelona. This is the real Barcelona. Unbelievable. Beautiful. What an experience.
In the bus, on our way to the stadium, in my mind, I was trying to really think about the opponents that we're going to play. Barcelona didn't come into my mind. I was trying to find which opponents are we going to face today, but we're going to play a match because it was unbelievable, to be honest. So when we got to the stadium, we got there and we were pitch inspection. We had to go into the pitch and check the pitch. Really, it hasn't sinked in yet. And when I looked up in the stadium, I could see the billboard that says Mamelodi Sundowns versus Barcelona and the scoreboard there. It says 0-0-0-0 minutes. It gave me goosebumps.
Before every game, we obviously have a chart with our lineup, and then we put the opposition lineup on it as well. And it's weird to see that you've put up Bangali and Wayne, and in between them you've put Suarez. It's just it's crazy. And I think the most disappointing part was we couldn't write Messi because he was not in the starting lineup. We kept the team sheets as souvenirs because we'll never see that team sheet again.
I'm gonna chill, but for me now, in favor of winner, whoever that scores, Jay. When Sundown scores, yeah! When Barcelona scores, I'm like, yeah. So as we know, you need that.
Barca, for me, Barca had a lot of lessons learned. On the pitch, it's another level. It's a football made easy. Just play simple. But on the simple part of football, there are lots of things that has to be done to make it simple. They look like they're not running because of the tiki-taka, but there's off the ball running a lot. They make sure that they move quicker to get the ball. So there's a lot of short bursts and short sprints, and there's lots of movement to the left, to the right, to give an option to the guy who has the ball. They can play in tight areas because they're confident on the ball, because the accuracy of the pass is very good. Also the personnel, the quality of the personnel is able to deal with the ball in tight areas and to play simple. And also individual brilliance. You saw the goal of Dembele, the quality of Suarez, one chance, one goal. You see Iniesta, we tried to press them. We put our own way of playing, of where we always press the opponents back at home and we regain the ball as quick as possible. But it was beautiful where we regained it. We can recover the ball as quick as possible against the world best team.
Here's Tau. Still Tau. Vilakazi. Surely he was offside. No, the linesman says goal for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Felt like PlayStation.
It really felt amazing. It felt like it was a turning point for ourselves. With that goal, it made it 3-1. So I think it made the team to believe even more that we can get back to the game. And it kind of gave us a different motivation in terms of trying to get the second one.
Messi strikes, saved by Muini. That's it. So, Barcelona 3-1 winners here tonight.
Missing Barcelona it's beyond my expectations. It's like, I don't know, it's a dream come true. And I'm glad that my son also made history. I want to say well done to the boys. See, everybody just played a very beautiful game and I'm happy with them. It's just that, you know, it's one of those days that things didn't go our way.
I don't think I've ever been in a long trip like that before. It was very tiring, especially coming from the fact that we just played Barcelona. It wasn't an easy game. It took a lot of energy out of us. I believe we cannot travel in that manner and not bring the cup home. You know, when we had to travel, it's like the complete whole day. My wife also, she sent me a message telling me, how long are you guys traveling? Because it's been so long. I think she was beginning to get worried. But, you know, for us to have these experiences, it always brings out the best in us. Then we begin to understand and appreciate where we come from, because it's not easy in other countries. But we have to do what we have to do because it's part of the job.
Are you tired? My captain and I are tired. Welcome to Guinea.
It was a very, very long trip. You put that aside because you're here to do a job. You're here to continue. You've been through your celebrations, that's gone. You'll take and cherish those moments, but now you're back into business. You're back to the most important trophy that we in it at the moment. So it's all work again. We start focusing again, and then we look forward to the game.
It goes back to the preparations since we started playing Champions League. We've seen worse pitches before, but we played. When we went to Dolisi, the match, the pitch that we played our matches there, it wasn't even a pitch. But I remember I scored a goal there. That shows that we really can't complain about the pitch. We are now used to these conditions. We now just have to apply ourselves and make sure that we do the principles right of the team, play the matches. And this is what we're here for in Guinea. We want to play the match, we want to get points. That's what we want.
It's very difficult, to be honest, to be able to keep focused. But when I look at this kind of scenario, it has happened many times. We've played 4 seasons in a row, non-stop, without having any off-season. Other people would have been off-season, but we would continue playing. It has helped us to become mentally strong, to be able to withstand the challenges that come with always being in the game. It's more about what we do in the field of play. The moment we enter the field, it's just about getting the required result and doing the job that is required of us as players.
The Barca game was the opposition of the highest level. And if you can do what you've always been doing and what you've been training against the team that plays at the highest level, and you get certain elements of it right, it just goes to reinforce what you're doing. So the same lessons of closing the man on the ball or playing into space or playing simple football, which is what we saw in Barca, they just passed whoever they could see. You know, sometimes we may tend to overcomplicate things. And I think even for the Horoya game, as long as we play at that intensity and execute like our philosophy states we shouldn't have a problem with Horoya. We shouldn't have a problem with many teams because we work so hard on the style of play and the style of execution.
Maybe not as skillful, but they're muscling their way. Here's another chance goal! Deservedly so too for Okansi Mandela. Now Tau is in. Tau surely now. It's tucked away. They've got the equaliser. Here comes the penalty. Serino expertly taken. Sundowns in the lead. Now it's on the near side. Equaliser. That defence was completely disorganised for the set piece, and a big, strong, powerful header puts Horoya right back in the game. Scored by Abubakar Kamara.
Well, we are not in a favorable position, but we are not also in a very bad situation because Soroya is playing with that, so somebody's going to drop points. Either somebody's going to get 3 points or get 1. We have to win our 2 games against Chocopot, but it's not easy because the first game we're playing away. But somehow it's better to play away games and then we have 2 at home to get the maximum points.